chapter 2.3. In this chapter, we will learn about robot safety setting. Safety setting is very important because if you move your robot with inappropriate safety setting, robot can be very dangerous and unexpected error can occur. After you finish this chapter, you will be able to make a perfectly safe automation process with HCR series. Let's start with Super Administrator's account. You need to log in as a Super Administrator to change the setting values of Safety Setting menu. You can find the account name and password in the training material, and this is only for engineers from Hanwha's distributors. Let's click the safety setting icon on the left side and please check the robot status. You need to turn off your robot arm before this setting. If you click the menu, you can see 3 subtitles in the menu. Let's click the motion limit first. On the motion limit screen, we can manage the all specifications about motion of your robot. On the top of this screen, you can see a small checkbox for preset setting. If you click the checkbox, you can activate the preset functions, and this function offers you 4 kinds of preset values. Click the small circle of the preset line and select the preset values as you want. You can see the difference between preset values. The higher the limit values are, the more sensitive to collision your robot is. If you choose a value from preset list, you cannot change the force and speed value. You can change the reduced mode speed value and collision mitigation setting. Let's click the checkbox again to change the setting values manually. You can drag a gauge and also type a specific value for force and speed setting. If you are suffered from frequent collision detection and want to reduce the frequency, use high value for force detection. If you change the speed limit, you can see this number when you use a move command like move L and C and A. This value will be a speed limit for your entire move command. Type the value as you want and go next. You can enable or disable the collision mitigation function by clicking 2 buttons. If this mitigation function is activated, operator can move the robot by his hands in a short time just after the collision. This will help people to prevent from being sandwiched between robot and walls or other dangerous equipment. There is a gauge for reduced mode. Drag this gauge or type specific value for this function. We can activate this reduced mode with trigger by assigning a general input signal. If this mode is activated, you can see the robot motion with reduced speed. We can apply this function to human and robot collaboration. On this motion limit screen, we can also see the limit gauges for rotation angle and speed of each joint. Click the name field to change the screen and drag or type specific value for this data field. In this way, you can control each joint separately, and this will help you to make a strict motion limit for safety. If you change the speed limit for any joint, this will affect to your Move J command. Let's go to the next step. Please click the safety setting menu and click redundant IO menu again. In this screen, we can make a trigger for safety functions by using combinations of 2 input or output signals. We can only assign configurable signals for this safety function, and assigned signals must have high value when normal operating condition. If you want additional trigger for emergency stop function, click the add button to add a new trigger. After you click the add button, you can see a new combination list of input signals. Click each drop box and choose 2 of 8 configurable signals. As you can see in Roadie 1.6, there is only one preset function for this trigger. After several updates, Roadie will offer other preset functions for this trigger in the future. If you choose a signal which is already assigned for other function, you can see the pop-up message and you need to select one of the answers. You can easily delete a trigger by clicking the checkbox and delete button. Click Apply button to save your trigger setting. Let's click the digital output tab and make a monitoring signal combination. Click the Add button and choose one of preset function at the drop box. There are 3 types of robot status you can monitor. Let's make combinations for each preset function and see how it works when robot is running. I will run a simple robot program and we can see the changes of output signals on the I/O monitoring screen. This simple program contains 3 movement commands and wait command for 5 seconds. When the program is running and the output signals are assigned for specific function, we cannot change the signal status by clicking each icons. As you can see in the I/O monitoring screen, number 6 and 7 output signals stay in blue color because we've already assigned these signals for emergency stop monitoring. Also we can monitor the motion of robot. Number 4 and 5 output signals stay in blue color when the robot is moving, and they turns red because of wait command for 5 seconds. Please use this redundant I/O triggers and monitoring function for safety functions to make your automation process more safe. Now, let's go to the last step of this chapter, click the Safety Boundary menu. In this screen, you can make a safety boundaries and tool boundaries. These boundaries will help you to make a safe area where the robot and tool cannot reach. Let's click plus button to add a new safety boundary first. After you click the plus icon, you can activate the manual control mode. In manual control mode, you can see a blue square in the 3D simulation screen. That is your safety boundary and you can move the boundary by moving your robot and TCP. If you activated TCP, this boundary is same as XY plane of your TCP and this boundary has unlimited size. Let's move your safety boundary by clicking jog icons. Click the OK button to save the position of your safety boundary. And click plus icon again and add additional safety boundary. Move your robot as you want and click OK again. Let's make additional 2 boundaries. Now, you can see 3 yellow safety boundaries in 3D simulation screen. TCP or tool boundary cannot cross the safety boundary. This is like a virtual safety fence for HCR and operators. If you click the use icon, you can deactivate or activate each boundary individually without deletion. And also you can deactivate or activate the image of each boundary by clicking the eye icon. Click the info icon if you want to check the detailed data of each boundary. Click apply button to save your safety boundaries and setting. Let's click the tool boundary tab and make a tool boundary. In this screen, you can see all of your TCP and also activated TCP in the list. You can make tool boundaries for each TCP individually. Just click the TCP name field to choose a TCP before you make tool boundary. Click the use button to activate the boundary and check the image of boundary in the 3D simulation screen. If you want to change the shape of your tool boundary, just click the icons on the screen. Roadie offers 4 different kinds of tool boundary and you can also modify the dimensions of each shape. Click the dimension field and change the dimension as you want. Check the yellow shape on the screen is your tool boundary. If you change the position data coordinate field, you can move the center and rotate your tool boundary. After you modify all data in this screen, click Apply button to save tool boundary. Let's go back to the Safety Boundary tab and activate all boundaries. Click the Manual Control Mode button to move your robot manually. Let's move your robot and try to let your tool boundary across the safety boundary. As you can see on the screen, we can see an alarm message and the robot stops moving immediately because safety system turns off the robot arm. You cannot move your robot anymore because if the safety system turns off your robot arm automatically and repeatedly. So, there is a description for operators. Please read the message on the screen and follow the steps to move your robot inside the safety boundaries. Go back to Operation screen and click the checkbox for Safety Limit Check. If you do like this, you cannot open Programming screen and also Robot Settings screen. You can only activate Manual Control Mode. Let's turn on your robot and move your robot inside of safety boundaries. After that, please activate safety function again and click the safety setting menu. If you do not use tool boundary, your TCP cannot cross the safety boundaries as you can see on the screen. And finally, you have to know about the feature of this safety boundaries. As you can see in 3D simulation screen, robot arm can cross the boundaries without any interruption. So you need to be aware and notify to customers the collision risk even if you use many safety boundaries. It's the end of this chapter. Thanks for your effort and concentration for this chapter. You are now ready to start programming robot. See you next chapter.